me once your host as per usual. So we are here once again with the URL guys, and we are here for the Tuesday Gr2 League. Now obviously everyone is in, as obviously if you've watched the rest of the other rounds, they are all in the NSX. So they're all the same car. And obviously, so as you can see on the map and on the screen, we are at Daytona for it is round 5 now. And it is obviously a 37 lap race. They obviously have to use all the tyres in the race. Once they've used all of them, they can use whatever tyres they want. Now with the grid, there obviously was no qualifying. It was just a reverse grid of the championship order. So, starting on pole will be Cast. Starting in second will be Panic. Starting third will be Graham Early. Starting fourth will be Derview. Starting on, yeah. Starting fifth will be Enzo Jack. In sixth will be myself, Ruthless Rufus. Seventh will be Brian the Mechanic. Eighth will be Phaser. Ninth will be Captain Slow. 10th will be Matt. 11th will be Manos, and obviously Manos is currently leading the championship. And then at the back we've got Brian Mancani in 12th. And Paul is in 13th. Now obviously the back two won't be scoring points in this race because they've only sort of standing to make numbers up. But anyway, that is that. So let's get to the race and let's get these guys going for this 37 lap race. And we go, bringing it down to the first corner, and everyone gets around that first corner, okay? Oh, Rufus has gone off. What happened to Rufus there? Because he had a good start and then he just went wide. Oh, okay, he slowed. And then he couldn't get the car turned, so he went off a little bit, but he didn't lose too much time, but he is obviously now right at the back, so that's unfortunate. And let's go back up to the front with Carter's leading. Oh, he's gone a bit wide and he's spun it. He's thrown him off course, so that's unfortunate. That's going to release Panic to take the lead with Dirk chasing him down. And then there's Graham there in third, who's got Enzo right behind him. Enzo just he's on the soft tyres. Graham has started on the hard, so it's probably going to be very difficult for Graham to hold Enzo behind him. So we've only got Bree there in fifth. Phaser 6th, Captain Slow 7th, with Matt right behind him in 8th. Then Manos there in 9th, with Brian McCartney right behind him, trying to look to see if he can get past Manos. And they are both on hard tyres. And Paul's there in 11th. And then Ruthless has decided to go into the pits after the first lap to get rid of his hard tyres. Knowing his strategy, he's going to go on to softs now. And Carter's gone into the pits as well. Panic has gone all purple on the timing board, but it is only the second lap, so everyone's going to be getting purples at the moment until the end of this lap. But Panic and Dirk have already opened up a little gap to Enzo and Brian the Mechanic. They're sort of leaving them behind. And Graham's there in 5th. He's doing well to keep up with them because they are... Oh, Panic is on medium tyres. Dirk's on softs. I'm quite surprised Dirk hasn't managed to pass him yet, because he does want to. Well, Dirk's got a half-second penalty now, so is that going to allow Enzo to take 3rd, or will Dirk be able to get back up to speed quick enough and keep that 2nd spot? Yeah, Dirk's will be fine because there is definitely enough space. Enzo will close the gap, but not enough to pass Dirk. You breathe out and let breathe, and Graham in 5th. And then Manos there in obviously 6th. He's got ahead of Phaser now. With Captain So there at 8th. Matt there in 9th. Brian there at 10th. Paul there right behind them in 11th spot. So you got these always. Brian going to try and get past Matt here. Brian's getting closer. It looks like he really is trying to get... Oh, he's going up inside of Matt, but he's probably not going to... Oh, he's a little bit ahead. So there, Brian's got past Matt. Brian's up to 10th place. Matt down to... Well, Brian's got up to 9th with Matt going down to 10th. When Paul obviously is right there as well in 11th. Rufus is about probably 20 seconds behind. They're in 12th place at the moment after being in the pits, but he is on the softs now. And Castle obviously is there on hards in last place currently, and he is dropped off. He's quite a bit back. So Panic is still leading, with Dirk still trying to chase him down, but he can't seem to get that little bit of speed just to literally... Oh, Panic went completely wide there. That's allowed. That's opened the door for Dirk to take the lead from Panic. So that's put Panic down to 2nd, and Dirk is now leading. Now is he going to open that throttle and literally just drive away? Bryce there in 3rd place, not too far behind Panic, and Bryce on the soft tyres as well, so he will probably be able to close that gap on to Panic. And then there's Enzo there in 4th, and then there's a gap to Graham in 5th. He's got Manos right behind him in 6th. And it looks like Manos is already gearing up, putting a move on Graham to take the lead, but it looks like Graham literally just moved out of the way and let Manos go past. Because he probably thought, I'm not going to defend against you because there's no point. So see, that's put Graham down to 6th. There's Phaser in 7th. There's Phaser, Brian, and Phaser, Slow, and Brian battling it out for that 7th spot. Oh, Captain Slow went out well wide there, but he's still there in 8th. It is going dark now as well. With Brian there in 9th. This is like the camera being up here is a brilliant view. You can see them all going around, like as you can say, around the horseshoe. Paul there in 11th, Ruthless there in 12th, and obviously Cast there in 13th. So Doug has really started to open up the gap to Panic now. And he's really got Brian chasing him down now. How long can Panic keep? Oh look, you can see Brian's literally, Brian's right there. Now he's gone for a pass. He's gone on the, trying to go on the inside. They're staying side by side, going through the chicane. He hasn't managed to do it yet, but Rye has got a penalty now as well, so that's going to give Panic a bit of breathing space. So there's Enzo coming back into the picture. He's not too far off of Brian, 4th. And then there is a bit of a gap to Manos in 5th. But you can just tell he will catch the top 4 up like, well, yeah, he won't take long for him to catch them up. And then Graham's there obviously in 6th. And there's Phaser in 7th with Brian, Matt, Paul all chasing him down in a line. And then there's Captain Slow's obviously there in 11th spot, so he's obviously come off somewhere to lose a few positions. It looked like Phaser went out a little bit wide there, but managed to keep it going. Looks like Paul's trying to make a move on Matt now. So Paul is on the softs, Matt is on the hards, so Paul is going to have more pace than Matt at the moment. And then there's Captain Slow there, and there's Ruthless. He is closed the gap on Ruthless has closed the gap on Captain Slow, and now he's catching him. But then Slow is on the hards, and Ruthless is on the soft tyres. So you can see he's closing that gap on Captain Slow really quickly. Oh, goes out a bit. Ruthless goes out a bit wide there. That's gonna give Captain Slow a bit of breathing room. But at least Ruthless has now got someone to race after being so far behind for the 5 laps. And if Caster is in 13th, he's quite far back at the moment. And Ruthless has got even closer behind Captain Slow now. Just stay with Ruthless for a second, see if he can get past Captain Slow here. No luck at the moment. Looks like Captain Slow definitely got through the chicane quicker than Ruthless did. Right, I think Captain Slow's fastest lap is a 41.8 at the moment. Ruthless is a 39.5. So actually, more or less about 2 seconds, a second or two quicker than Captain Slow Ruthless is at the moment. But he's got right back behind him again, putting Captain Slow under a lot of pressure. But let's go back and see how everyone else is doing. Sturg is still leading with a bit of with that gap to Brian the Mechanic now, who's got past Panic. So Panic is down to 3rd spot now. With Enzo there in 4th place. And Manos is there in 5th. He could see Enzo in his sights. And there's Graham there in 6th, with Brian slowly closing that gap on him. And then there's Matt in 8th. He's got Paul right behind him in 9th, looking to try and get that 8th spot from him. And Phaser is there in 10th, so he was ahead of them, so I think he must have had a little accident and come off and lost a few places. That's unfortunate for him. He's also now going to have to serve a half-second penalty, which is going to allow Slow and Ruthless to close that gap on him. And Ruthless and Captain Slow are side by side now, going over the start-finish line to start lap 9. They've also really closed the gap on Phaser now as well. So this is a three-way fight for 10th spot. But Phaser is on the hard tyres, Ruthless is on the softs, and Captain Slow is on the hards. So at the moment, Ruthless is on the faster tyre, but can he make it count? That's the question. Go and see how the rest are doing. Obviously, Cast is there in 13th. He's obviously quite far behind at the moment, unfortunately. He's not having a very good race. Dirk is there, still leading. Doesn't seem to have a care in the world at the moment. Bray there in 2nd spot still, with Panic there in 3rd still. Not much of a gap between them two. And there's Enzo there in 4th, and Manos is still trying to close that gap in 5th, with Brian there in 6th, and he's got Graham right behind him. So Brian, he was behind Graham, so he's got ahead of Graham. Graham dropped down another spot to 7th. Paul is there in 8th spot. Matt's there in 9th. Rufus is there in 10th, Captain Slow's 11th, so Phaser's had a little accident, so he's dropped down a few places. That's allowed Ruthless to take 10th. And as it stands, he's already... Oh! Captain Slow got that all wrong. Oh, he just had too much of the grass and it spun him, so that's really unfortunate for Captain Slow. Now he's trying to get it back on track, and he does, but unfortunately he's lost a lot of ground, he's losing quite a bit of ground on Phaser at the moment. And Rufus has already opened up a big gap to Phaser, so he's really pushing the hell out of that NSX. And he is gradually closing that gap on to Matt. Let's see, Rufus' fastest lap was a 39.5. Matt's fastest lap is a 41.4. So Rufus is going a lot fast, couple of seconds quicker than Matt. Graham's there in 7th. Brian's still there in 6th. Manos is there in 5th still. Enzo's still in 4th. Panic's there in 3rd. Trying to he's keeping Bry honest. Bry's on the faster tyre, but he's not seeming running away. But Bry's got low fuel now, so he could possibly be having to pit this lap or the next. And Dirk's still got a good lead. And obviously he is on the soft tyres as well, so that's why he's getting away. But he's still got a bit of grip on his tyres. And he's probably got 2, maybe 3 laps of fuel left before he needs to pit. There, Bryce 2nd, Panic 3rd, Enzo 4th, Manos 5th, Brian there 6th, Graham is there in 7th. Now Paul's come into play with Graham. Brian the mechanic has now gone into the pits. Graham's got Paul right behind him. Paul's going to go. Is Paul going to try and go for get past him here? Enzo Jack has gone into the pits as well. So now Graham and Paul are side by side. Paul goes out a little bit wide there. But he did manage to... He has got ahead though. He has got ahead of Graham though, even though he went a little bit wide. Matt's still there in 7th. With Ruthless there in 8th, but he's probably going to have to pit fairly soon. Yep, his fuel light has just gone on, so he probably will have to pit soon. Brian the mechanic is there in 9th, so he's just been in the pits and come out, so he's come out in 9th spot. Faye's obviously there in 10th. Enzo has just come out of the pits, so he is in 11th. Captain Stowe is there in 12th, and he's got Cast just behind him, about a second and a half, 2 seconds behind him. Hello, Phaser. So lap 12, Dirk has now took to the pits. Panic will be taking to the pits as well because he's got literally no fuel left. But Manos has got a lot of fuel left. So he has been really good on his fuel. He's probably got maybe another 2 laps to go. 2 laps of fuel left. So Brian McCartney has gone into the pits. So is Paul. So is Graham. So obviously, so now everyone's been going into the pits. That's allowed Manos to take the lead for now. Matt's up to 3rd. Oh, no, he's not, because Dirk's managed to get just back out in front of Matt. So Matt's there in 3rd, Brian's there in 4th now, Panic's there in 5th. Now Enzo's there in 6th. Where is Brian going to come out? Are they going to lose any spots? So Ruthless got out just ahead of Brian, but it doesn't look like he has fueled up. It looks like he's decided just to do a quick 1 lap on the medium tyres and then going to go back in, put softs on again and then completely fuel up. So he's going for a really aggressive strategy. Well, he usually does go for an aggressive strategy because you only have to do one. There's no minimum laps on each tyre. So now obviously Brian is chasing Ruthless down, since Ruthless was behind Brian before the pit stops, and obviously he's got out back ahead. Paul's there in 9th, Graham's there in 10th, Captain Stowe's there in 11th, Fraser's there in 12th, Caster's there in 13th. Manos obviously will be pitting this lap most probably. Doug there in 2nd, Matt there in 3rd, Bri 4th, Panic 5th, Enzo 6th, Ruthless. Oh yep, Ruthless is now coming into the pits to get rid of them medium tyres, and he's probably going to. He has done the hards and the mediums now, so he'll just be going on to the softs for the remainder of the race. Captain Slow has now come into the pits as well, so that allows Phaser to go up a few positions. I know, it's with the Christmas break, mate, but I might be later setting up I'll probably be setting up a little lobby later, just a fun lobby with some nice, good races. So anyway, Manos is now coming to the pits with 1% left on his fuel. So will Derg retake the lead, or will Manos have done enough to come back in? I don't think he will come back out in front, because obviously, yep, so Derg has taken the lead. Matt's gone into the pits now as well. Yeah, I'll probably be doing a lobby after I've finished this. I'll probably be on opening the lobby up for a bit. So by there, obviously it's a second. He's got a challenge from Panic, as Panic has managed to get out better. Oh, Bry's all over the place at the moment. He's got a bit of a lag on him, but Panic has got past. And they are battling for that second spot. So Manos has obviously come out of the pits in 4th spot. So after all them pit stops, he's managed to jump Enzo Jack, because Enzo Jack was ahead of him before the pits, and now he's behind. So Enzo's dropped a place down to 5th. Brian's there in 6th, with Paul there in 7th, but he's got Graham behind him. Paul is on the hard tyres, Graham's on the medium tyres. Is Graham going to go for a pass here? He does go for a pass on Paul, and he makes it stick. So that's Graham up to 7th, Paul down to 8th. And now Matt's on mediums and Paul's on the hards. Paul's got half a second penalty as well, which he's just about to serve, so that's going to allow Matt to get past. And Fraser there is in 10th. He's got no one ahead of him, no one behind him at the moment, so he's got a big gap to 9th and quite a big gap to 11th. But Fraser is on the medium tyres and Ruthless is on the soft tyres, so I probably think Ruthless will close that gap pretty quickly. Cast is there in 12th now, but he's got Captain Slow's there in 13th, chasing down Casts. McCarthy's on the softs. Cab slows on the mediums. So we are on lap 16. Dirk is all purple at the moment, so he's gonna set the new fastest lap for the race. No, he doesn't. So Brian the mechanic holds the fastest lap currently with a 1:39.024. Panic there in second. Brian there in third, so he's dropped off from Panic now, but he's got Manos right behind him. Well, Brian Manos went completely wide there. That's allowed Manos to take an easy pass and take out to third spot. Brian's down to fourth. Enzo's there in fifth. Brian the mechanic there in sixth. Graham there in seventh. He's being chased by Matt still in eighth and Paul in ninth. So there's a three-way battle there at the moment. I think Phaser is there in 10th and Ruthless there in 11th. And he has definitely... Ruthless is looking at the gap on the map. He is definitely closed that gap on him. That's a beautiful view of the horseshoe. Haas there in 12th still. He's still being chased by Captain Slow in 13th. We are on lap 17, so there's 20 laps. 20 laps to go. It looks like someone just vanished. I don't know. I'll see in a minute. So obviously we've got Dirk leading still. He's got quite good gap. Oh, someone's crashed. Graham has crashed. He's come off. What's happened to Graham? Let's have a see. Let's see what's happened to Graham. So he's coming up to the chicane. Oh, got that completely wrong. And he's trying to get it, but oh, that's really unfortunate for Graham there. So, and he's got a penalty to boot as well. So now he's got to get the car going, trying to get the car going, and it's lost him a lot of time now. But that's allowed Matt to take 7th spot. And now Fraser's got up to 8th, that's pushed Graham down to 9th now, unfortunately. And he has got damage as well. And Ruthless is there in 10th spot. He can now see Graham. Oh, Graham is now going into the pits to get rid of that damage. So that's going to release Ruthless now into 9th. Well, the gap definitely... It looks like the gap is definitely closing between Phaser and Ruthless. We're looking at their times. Phaser lost 3 seconds on that lap. But they are setting, other than that, they are setting sort of similar times. So let's run a lap with Dirk. Coming around the first corner, having to slow it down. Quite well, staying far enough away from the inside because there's an invisible wall there if you get it wrong. Come on this tight right-hander, or sort of go out wide there. You won't get a penalty for that. And coming around this corner. Now on the next one to a quick stop. Turn to the left and push through. Staying as close to the yellow line as possible because that's the fastest line on this track. Also, did you know that Doug drives VR, so the view that we are in now is what he drives in all the time. So it's coming up to the chicane. Gets around that nicely. Now gets out. Well, he is just under half second down on his time by the looks of it. Past the pit lane, and that is a lap with Doug. So only lap 20. Obviously Doug is leading. He's got quite a big gap to Panic in second, with Manos there in third. And he's opening up a gap to Brian Mechanic there in fourth. Enzo the Jack there in fifth. He's not too far behind. I agree. I definitely agree there, Fraser. Yeah, Ryan there in sixth, Matt there in seventh, Fraser there in eighth. Ruthless has, there we go, Ruthless has really caught up with Fraser now. There's like a second gap between the two of them, or a second and a half or something. Let's go on board with, let's do run a lap with Fraser. Coming around this corner, avoiding the invisible wall. On this corner, you can see Ruthless right behind him. Okay, let's run this corner, okay. He comes around there in second. Manages to get out of it quick enough. But you can still see Ruthless right behind. Oh, my screen's just gone black. Oh no, there we go. Come back on, so it's fine. So we've still got that 8th place currently. Coming through the chicane. And it looks like at the moment Fraser is managing to maintain that gap to Ruthless. Now they're coming up to the final stretch, to the end of lap 20. And that is that lap. Oh, look like Fraser nearly got a bit out of sorts there. That would allow Ruthless to close that gap. Oh, Fraser's lost it. Oh no, Fraser! You're doing so well. Okay, so it comes through this corner. It's the grass there, so there's a bit of grass on his tyres. And he comes up to this corner, takes it too much of the inside and hits the grass, and it spins him out, and that's allowed Ruthless to literally get an easy pass on him. That's unfortunate for Fraser, but on the good hand, it's only one spot he's lost because Cast is quite far behind. So he only lost that one spot, thankfully. But Enzo is there in 7th spot. He's on the medium tyres. And Ruthless is there on the soft, so will Ruthless be able to do anything about Enzo? That is the question. So lap 22, Dergi is obviously still leading. With Panic there in second. Manos is closing that gap gradually onto him now. With Bry there in fourth spot still, but there's a big gap to third, and there's a little bit of a gap from him to Brian in fifth. Matt is so we have missed it. Yeah, so it was Paul. Unfortunately he had to retire his car. So yeah, Paul had to retire because he was having engine problems. So yeah, so we have lost a person. So there's Brian there in fifth, Matt there in sixth, Enzo there in seventh, Ruthless there in eighth, Phaser 10th, Captain Slow 10th, Graham there in 11th. He is chasing Captain Slowdown. Carter's in the pits. Let's see, Captain Slow's on the mediums. Graham's on the softs. So let's see. Captain Slow's just set a 142.7. Graham's just set a 139.9. So at the moment, Graham is running good and consistent laps. Well, sort of trying to run good and consistent laps. And there's Ruthless there in eighth, but obviously he's going to have a half-second penalty, which he's going to be serving now. But it didn't really make no difference to his speed. Enzo there in sixth. So that will put Ruthless. No, Bry will get back out ahead of Enzo Jack. He manages to do it. But obviously Bry's down to sixth now. With Matt there in fifth now. Brian McCartney is there in fourth. Manos is there in third. He's now more or less right behind Panic. So now this is a battle for second place. And he got through the chicane so much quicker and better than Panic did. He's already side by side with Panic. Oh, but Panic has gone into the pits now because he needs to refuel. So that's released Manos into second. The Doug there in first place has more or less been, it's lap 24. He has been leading the entire, basically more or less the entire race, other than probably 2 or 3 laps. He had just lapped Cars 2 is there in 12th. The Ryan there in 3rd. Matt's there in 4th. Panic has just come out in 5th. Brian there in 6th. Enzo there in 7th. Ruthless there in 8th. He's gonna have to pit soon to refuel. Phaser there in 9th. He's gonna have to refuel as well. And Captain Slower and Graham are battling it out for that 10th spot. Is Graham going to try and make a pass here? No, he doesn't. He pulls out and lets Captain Slow go. But Graham does have a half-second penalty as well, so maybe he's thinking there's no point taking any risks. I may as well wait until I serve my penalty and then go for another, then try and attempt to pass again. So Graham's right there behind him. Is Graham gonna just literally just fly past now? Well, he's gone up wide. So Ruthless has now gone into the pits with 2% left on his fuel. So that's going to allow Phaser to... Nope, Phaser will have to go in the pits as well. So let's just have a look. Lap 25, we've got 12 laps to go. Dirk has just gone into the pits, possibly for the final time, and he was on the medium, so I believe he will now be going on to the... No, I think he started on the softs. I don't think he's done the hards yet, so I believe he will now be going on to the hards. So Manos has taken the lead, but he will have to pit again. Yeah, Manos will have to pit again at some point. Let's just stay with Dirk and see what tyre he's going to come back out on. He has come back out on hards. And come back out into second, so he's far enough ahead to retake that second spot. There's quite a big gap to actually panic there in third, so he must have had a little issue. He's being chased by Matt in fourth. And then there's Brian Mechanic there in fifth, with Enzo there in sixth. Brian McCartney in just come out of the pits in seventh, with Captain Slow and Graham still battling it out for that eighth spot. Oh, Captain Slow went out well wide there. That's allowed Graham to take the easy pass up to eighth spot. Oh, well, that's been going on between them two. Ruthless, who's been in the pits, is right there behind them. So Captain Slow's there on the mediums, Graham's there on the softs. And now this is a three-way battle for the 8th position. And now it's at that stage of the race where it can make or break your race. So let's run a lap with Captain Slow. So through the chicane. So you can see Graham there just down the road. And then he's got Ruthless right there behind him in 10th. Captain Slow is staying as close to the yellow line as he can, while Ruthless is literally just right there. Captain Slow keeps as close to the corner as he can. while still keeping Graham in his sights. But then he's also got a defender against Ruthless as well, because Ruthless is piling the pressure onto Captain Slow at the moment, waiting for Captain Slow to make that vital mistake. But Captain Slow does have to pit, and he'll be pitting this lap or the next lap, so that should release Ruthless then if he hasn't got past beforehand. So he's still managing to keep Ruthless behind him. And I think Graham is managing to maintain that gap. I think Gaslow has closed the gap a little bit, but not much, not by much. Looks like Ruthless is trying to go for a, but nope, he backed. I think he was going to thinking of it, and he decided to back out. Ruthless has dropped off a little bit from Captain Slow, only because he obviously backed off. It's allowed Captain Slow to get off, and Captain Slow is now pitting. So that will release Ruthless up to 9th spot anyway. Enzo is now just coming back out of the pits, back out into 7th, with Graham obviously there in 8th, and Ruthless there in 9th. So I'd like to say, while we're racing, thank you to Graham for hosting the lobby. But anyway, let's go back up to, so Manos in first place on lap 28. He is in the pits. So now Dougie there in second, and he should, yep, he will retake the lead from Manos, but Dirk is on the hard tyres, and Manos will be on. That's in the pits as well. Manos will be back out on the soft tyres. So this is with 8 laps remaining. Dirk's have a battle on his hands to keep Manos behind him, because now Dirk is on the slower tyre, Manos is on the faster tyre, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Panic there in 3rd. He's being chased by Brian Mechanic there in 4th. So Brian is there. There's quite a big gap. Like, you've got 4th and 5th there, and then you've got Matt there, who's not too far from Brian McCartney in 5th. Matt there in 6th, and then there's Enzo there in 7th. So the gap between the 3 is about the same. And then Ruthless there in 8th spot at the moment. Cast is there in 9th now, with Captain Slow there in 10th. Graham there is in 11th, and Phaser is now down in last place. So he's had a few really bad laps. This Phaser has, unfortunately. Dubai is putting Panic under a lot of pressure. He's looking to get that 3rd spot from Panic. So Ruthless has gone into the pits again. I think he didn't think he'd have enough enough laps, so I think he's just decided to go in for a quick pit stop, just to put a new set of softs on, and just to put a couple more laps of fuel in, just so he'd have enough to last. So he has obviously dropped down to 9th spot. So that's allowed Casts to take 8th spot away from Ruthless, but Ruthless is going to be on fresher tyres, whereas Casts is on well-worn tyres. Now Casts is there in 10th, he's still being chased by Graham in 11th. And then Phaser there in, there's about 2-3 seconds gap between the two, to Graham from Phaser. So Dirk is leading still. Manos is trying to close that gap. He has now taken the fastest lap of a 1:38.2. So Brian in 3rd. Panic there in 4th, so Brian has got past Panic and got up to 3rd spot. So sorry I missed that. And he has actually opened up a gap to Panic as well, unfortunately. So he is pushing it. But then Brian is on the mediums, Panic is on the hards. Brian McCartney there in 5th, he's on the hards. Whereas Matt is on the softs, so he will close that gap on Brian probably, so he'll be battling with Brian soon for that 5th spot. Enzo there in 7th on the softs. Rufus is there in 8th, so he's got past cars with Captain Slow there in 9th. So Cast is actually in the pits, that's why. Graham is there in 10th. He is still battling with Captain Slow. He's been battling, them two have been battling for a fair few laps now. We have got 6 laps. 6 laps are remaining of this race. And there's Phaser is there, he is, I think he's trying to catch Slow and Graham up, but I don't think he's having much luck at the moment. But Graham still has Captain Slow in his sights. Graham has got the to think. Captain Slow's fastest lap so far is a 1:40.061. Graham's fastest lap is a 1:39.8. Nope, it is a 1:39.1. Where Captain Slow is a 1:39.8. Then Ruthless's fastest lap is a 1:30. Not sure what Ruthless's fastest lap is at the moment. And Cast is there in 12th. And he's getting the blue flags all over because there is someone trying to lap him, but Dirk is still leading. Manos is definitely closing that gap, but he's only got 4 laps to do it. With Bry there's a big gap to Bry, so Manos does not have to worry about Bry catching them up, I don't think. Unless Manos makes a mistake, which he really does. Panic there in 4th spot, Brian there in 5th. Matt is still behind Brian, but he's still trying to catch him. Matt's fastest lap is a 1:39.5. I probably thought he would have done a faster lap than that, but Enzo's fastest lap is 1:39.8, obviously in 7th. There's Ruthless there with a 1:39.2. Obviously Captain Slows is a 1:39.8. And Graham's is a 1:39.1. And that gap is sort of... Ruthless is trying to pull a gap to Captain Slow at the moment. Ruthless is up on his time again. So is he going to be able to... Is Ruthless going to be able to get his... it's a 2.70, so... Is he going to be able to get under the 1:39? Is he going to get into the 38s? Let's just stay with him for a second and see if he can. Or is he about... Or he's 2.79. A 1:39.014, so he has gone a little bit quicker. So Captain Slow and Graham are battling it now. Graham's still trying to get past Captain Slow. Captain Slow still managing to keep Graham behind him. But this is great racing by the 9th and 10th place. Although Graham has got a faster lap time than Captain Slow does. 3 laps remaining. My controller quickly because it's dead. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to change my controller over because it just went dead. So obviously Graham is there in 10th. He's got 3 laps to try and get past Captain Slow. Can Captain Slow keep Graham behind him? Was Graham going to get past? So let's go up to the Phaser. Obviously is there in 11th spot. He's dropped off a bit from Graham and Captain Slow. Cast is there in 12th. So let's go up to the front and see how Dirk is doing. Dirk is still leading. But Manos is closing that gap. And it is 2 laps. They are just about to start lap... Well, they will be starting lap 36 shortly. But Manos is right there behind him. Question's going to be, is Manos going to be able to do is Dirk going to be able to do anything about Manos? Or is Dirk going to manage to hold Manos off? So Panic is there in 3rd. He's battling with Bry for 4th and Matt who's 5th. So you've got the 3 guys there. All battling for that 3rd spot. Brian and Panic are side by side, coming up to the chicane. Matt got through the chicane so much better than Panic and Bryce. So he's already so now it's there. 3 of them. They're all going for it here. Also, Panic's gone completely wide there, so that's allowed Matt's basically jumped 2 positions, and Matt's up to 3rd now. So it's brilliant racing in from these guys. So that's Matt up to 3rd, Brian there in 4th, Panic there in 5th, Brian there in 6th, so he's trying to close that gap to get into that battle. Enzo there in 7th, Ruthless there in 8th. And Graham there's Ruthless does have a good gap to Graham. Is Ruthless going to be able to keep that 8th position, or is he going to lose it in the last couple laps? That is the question. But I do know one thing with Ruthless, he had to go, I think it was this lap, I had to go into fuel map 6. Yeah, at this point I was in fuel map 6 just because I had I was coming up to less than a lap's worth of fuel. So with that being said, Graham now will be going full pelt, where Ruthless will be going at half rate, because obviously you can't go the whole route, or I think it's the last lap where he had to go into fuel map 6 just so he would be able to finish. So anyway, we are on the final lap. Dirk is still leading, he's got Manos right behind him. Oh, and they are coming right to fire. He's going up. Oh, we got to see that again. Coming up to the start, feeling straight. And that what a finish by Dirk and Manos. So congratulations to Dirk for winning and Manos for 2nd. That was a brilliant race brilliant finish by them too. So now they're on the chicane, on the final chicane. Matt's there in 3rd. He's got Bry trying to catch him up. And Matt will take a 3rd spot. Brian will take 4th. Brian McCartney will take 5th, closely followed by Panic. Enzo will obviously get the 7th. Ruthless is there with Gearbox 6. And you can see how closely Graham is. Graham is coming, trying to hold that 8th position, but Graham is literally flooring it, whereas Ruthless is just trying to get across the line. But I think now Ruthless is back up to full speed again. He had that fuel to be able to finish the race. So Ruthless finishes 8th, Graham finishes 9th. Captain Slow will finish in 10th. Phaser finishes 11th. Cars finishes 12th. So congratulations to the top 3 guys. That was a brilliant race from round 5. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time where we are round 6 at Seaside, I believe, if I remember rightly. But that race will be... You're welcome. Will be, I think it's something like the 7th of January, or in the first weekend after the new year. So I will see you again soon. bye for now, Fraser. I'm going to be setting up a lobby shortly just for doing some fun races. So I might catch you in a bit if you come on. I will see you all soon. Bye bye.